I am Wolf, and this is, of course, the amazing A Billi. She's an amazing artist,
Hello.
but more so than that, she is my friend who I respect a lot, and whose in music I enjoy so much. And her
Thank you.
Instagram stories are amazing. All her information is down here, so just check it out.
Yeah.
Free plug in A Billi.
Woo, I love them.
All right, so we're just gonna dive right in. I would love to hear what A Billi thinks about these songs, and then we can talk a little bit about it afterwards, her thoughts and things like that. So,
Okay.
1, 2, 3, go.
Coke Studio, Season 14.
ਸਭ ਨੂੰ ਸਮਝ ਕੇ ਕੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਏ ਦਿਲ ਨੂੰ ਐ ਸਮਝਾਵਾਂ ਤੂੰ ਝੂਮ 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 ਤੂੰ ਝੂਮ 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 ਮੈਂ دیਵਾਨੀ ਕੁਝ ਨਾ ਜਾਣਾ ਮਸਤ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਗਾਵਾਂ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਰਾਜ਼ੀ ਕਰਕੇ ਕਮਲੇ ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਚੈਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਣਾ सारी खुशियां मिल जावन ते पिछे की रह जाना सारी खुशियां मिल जावन ते पिछे की रह जाना तेरे बस में कुछ भी नहीं है दिल नू ऐ समझावा तू झूम 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 ओ तू झूम झूम तू झूम झूम तू झूम हसदे हसदे है जीना मैं निकल गई घुमाना तू मैं ते मेरे वर्गियां की खुद को शर्माना दुनिया राजी कर भी लइए फिर भी चैन नहीं आना जो है तेरा लब जाएगा करके कोई बहाना तेरे बस में कुछ भी नहीं है दिल नू ऐ समझावा तू झूम 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 तू झूम 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 तू झूम 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 ओ तू झूम 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 तू झूम 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 झूम
Wow.
So a little background, because
Yes.
it would be unfair to sort of start without any context. It is unfortunately or fortunately sponsored by the actual soda company, Coca-Cola. And there's a reasoning behind that. The country of Pakistan has like 240 million people. And while the country is relatively new, it has an extremely rich tradition of music in every aspect of life. So much so that even religious preachers, even the militants in the country, they use music to like recruit people. But it's used in every single thing. And in this case, like, Sufi Islamic traditions were spread through music. So music is really the only organic thing in the country, but the problem is they don't really have an infrastructure for the music industry. And because people are drawn to music in Pakistan, Coke was like, hey, you've got some money. Why don't you get some artists together and like, let's explore the rich history of the region, which combines like, Central Asia, South Asia, Middle East. It's like at the precipice of like all three of these regions.
Yeah.
So the languages and the music instruments and the way of singing and all this stuff. It's a combination of all that. So as a result, it's one of the most popular programs, 15 years running.
Well funded.
Well funded, and also it's one of the most watched videos for the Coke brand all over the world. It's like it just is, and ironically, like 40% of the viewers are from India.
Yeah.
And the rest from the rest of the world or something like that, which is crazy. But because it's very organic, it's actually the people, they're back behind the scenes videos that kind of follow up each track and how it's made. And the people that are singing are exactly like you see them. They're not like cokeheads with like glasses like mine walking around, they're, and maybe we can watch one of the behind the scenes videos another time to see how the video was made. But like, yeah, and there's two ladies here. They're both singing in the Punjabi language. The older lady, she is an extremely talented and gifted, an ancient Sufi singer. She sings about her agnostic beliefs, not necessarily siding with any religions or anything like that. So that's just sort of her take on like spirituality.
Yeah.
And the other singer is just like an old folk singer. She's amazing. She's got this range.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, out of the gate, I mean, as soon as she started singing, I don't know if that was the first like 30 seconds or 1 minute, I was just taken, not by the quality of the voice, but then also by the lyrics, I'm super glad you told me to turn the captions on. I would have anyway, but wow, out of the gate, the vocals, not only the mixing of the vocals, which I can tell was like very nurtured, very well taken care of. Thanks, Coca-Cola.
Well,
But
the
even if I
people
heard
doing
them,
this are local people, it's just sponsored by Coke, but this is all like local people that can play the instruments
and do the mixing and they're behind on the boards and everything. So kudos to you all, and thanks Coke for paying these people to do this. But also for me and my songwriting, and I'm curious as to why you picked this song out of the gate. I recognize a lot of my style of songwriting in it, and you mentioned that the one of the women was agnostic, and I don't really subscribe to any of that, but it's there's an element of praise without there being like a direct subject matter, like this man or this goddess or whomever, it's just, an appreciation of what is, right? And the different states that we can put ourselves in. through song, through word, through dance, which was very much illustrated in this video. The video was beautiful. It's like a full sensory experience. There's lights, there's dancing, there's instruments, there's the centerpiece of these two women, like creating a circle around them.
Yeah.
Taken, you know?
Yeah. The reason I picked the song is because it's the first in the Coke Studio season 14 series.
Okay.
Season 14 sort of blew up, and it's like it came out in 2021 or 2022, and you may not have noticed it, but these like 9 or 10 songs, they've made it to just about every corner of every industry, including Hollywood, including the Marvels franchise, you know, including TV stations, including the United States, everywhere, everywhere, you know. There are clips of Eskimos listening to some of these songs, you know, it's like
That's crazy.
you know, and yeah, Abida, who's like the older lady, she's the embodiment of like agnostic. She's asexual, apparently. You know, she has things to say. She's been saying this for like 40 years, you know, and that's just what she does. You know, she has other songs too, but this one is probably the best produced one because they have professional producers. And then like there's also like I thought it was interesting they incorporated like a Christian choir, like they're all probably Catholic women, because there's a huge population of Catholics in at least in Karachi, and they're very much involved in the music scene. They know how to play their instruments. They sing a lot, you know. And then there was some pop and locking going on, you know. I thought it was amazing, you know, using Sufi dances to like just kind of use pop and lock, and it's kind of crazy. I don't know much about it, but I thought it was really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, hip hop, what's up? You know, part of my mission is always to, and it's not something, you know, I'm going to get on a pulpit about, but always trying to find the string and the thread that connects hip hop to sort of these older traditions of movement and visuals, writing, typography, vocal sounds, so on and so forth. So I don't know if there's sort of a direct link with popping and locking and sort of the Sufi dancing tradition, but the fact that it could be incorporated in a video like this is really, really cool and very telling.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
No, I think from what I understand, this was intentional, because what they do with Coke Studio is they take the old traditions of singing, and you'll see it throughout, you know, as we explore more. And they try not to be too intrusive while grasping the newer sort of sound of what the world is listening to, which is hip hop, you know, black culture, African American created right here in Brooklyn, you know, and the West Coast. But how to incorporate that into something and reimagine it for like a Gen Z millennial audience, and do it with taste. And I think part of the reason why, you know, and I think this video alone has like a couple of 100 million views. I could be wrong. But, you know, and there's videos of way more views than this in this series, you know, and they all include all these aspects. You know? And it's a conscious choice. So yeah, every time I listen to these things, you know, I remember the good artists in my life, including people like you, you know. So I mean, this is one of the reasons why I thought maybe this would be a good idea to like sit down and chat with you about something like this.
Yeah, no, I mean, towards the end, I was feeling a little emotional, you know, and I think
Me
that
too.
it's the mix of the voices, and then, you know, sort of this like upswelling inside of the video. And I'm curious about how you feel about how the video was done, and if you would have done anything different.
No, I mean this video is not about me, but I'm flattered you asked. It couldn't be done any better than this, you know. I'm just in awe of like the producer who himself was like he had a rock and roll band back in the days. But
Mm,
the fact that he brought these two women together, and the second woman, she has this amazing past. I think women are some of the biggest artists in that country. They
yeah.
just are, you know. And if you see behind the scenes video, which I think we should do eventually, um, you will see, you know, how these women were approached, and they tell the story of how they sort of created this and why they did.
Mm,
Yeah, so I wouldn't change anything about it. I mean, I just appreciate it every time I watch something like this. And they're all like this, all of these like videos, music videos, their experiences.
yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, and I can tell like from the I don't know the story. I'm glad you told me about this first singer's story, but now that I hear it, it makes sense. I mean, the conviction with which they were singing, and you can just feel, there's a lot to feel, you know, and sometimes I don't, especially in these types of situations where they're sort of recorded like performances, sometimes I don't feel that from performers or singers or people who are being showcased. But this, I don't know, they were in the spirit at some point because it was for me it was undeniable. There's so much emotion in this video.
This was sung live.
Mm-hmm.
All these performances are live, every
Yeah.
single one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, okay, let's compare like Usher's Super
Yeah,
Bowl performance to
yeah,
this situation. Like, I couldn't feel a lot of like, I felt like these are hit songs from Usher. He sung them. He's doing it for money or fame or whatever he's doing it for. But it was very like paced, you know, this is what I'm supposed to be doing now. This is what I'm supposed to be doing now. There's not
yeah,
so much emotion. And I think the more of the emotion is from the fact that these are hit songs from him and everybody knows them. And he's receiving emotion from the people listening. Whereas I felt a lot of emotion coming out of these singers in this live performance to give to the observer, the
right,
audience.
right.
And this I don't experience often.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, another thing you'll notice in the videos is they're relatively tame compared to, say, what we are used to looking at in the video, right? They're able to acknowledge and tell stories in a way that I'm a filmmaker. I've done raunchy things with my videos, but like this is like it's more compelling without being raunchy. There's no man titties of ushers, you know,
Yeah.
which I'm sure are nice to look at for some people. I know I'm not judging, but like, you know, this it makes for a smoother watch and less jarring to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dude,
Uh,
this is really fun because it's you know, I mean, I watched Miss Marvel, completely loved it, super cute, enthralled. I was educated a lot, you know, and these types of things, unfortunately, in North America, if you're outside of certain cultural circles, you don't get this
yeah,
link, you know?
yeah,
So it's super great to watch.
awesome. Okay. Well, till the next one. Thank you so much, hey Billy,
You're
for giving us
welcome.
the
Thanks
time
for
of the
having
day.
me.
Cheers.